What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're on our essentially old scary account, which we kind of transitioned and did some kind of funky things, testing out an Eloise with a Hyperspace Hunter Ilamok first Transcendence hero. Well, we're gonna try out Patricia as a first kind of E5 sort of hero. As you guys know, there's probably there's different power levels we could test this hero out with. We're going to start with Golden Crown. We can, if we need to, go up to like a Splendid Melodic Strings and V4 and all that fun stuff, but we're going to give this hero a try, and we might as well give her a single awakening while we test this. Previously we had like a B plus version. This is more realistic with an E plus. Yeah, an E plus with a D minus roll. That sounds about normal. Hey, that actually gets us 10 scrolls from the event as well, because I did summons on this account. My goodness, it's gonna crash on me already. I'll be right back. Let's try this again. So of course we have an awakening on our hero now. Have a very kind of minimal setup. Yes, we do have like resonance gear on. What we could do actually is to really try this out, we could go down to a regular 6-star set of gear first and see how it works out. We'll see how far we can make it. We're running crit attacks. We have some additional healing potential from this hero, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna just chuck her into low level Sealands. Now I think what we'll do for the time being is we won't put the Drake in just yet. I guess we're gonna have to go with the wolf on this one here. Let's get through a bunch of the early levels because there's not much. This count doesn't really have any treasure train. It has like 2 or maybe 3 star spawns, so there's not a lot of power coming from this. One thing we should have is ranger tech, so actually that's something I don't think I even have to look at. All this up through 15, very well, I was gonna say very easy. Let's check and make sure our ranger tech is set up properly. Yeah, we have like full on ranger tech here because we already had the Eloise. So let's do this. Let's buy a few more attempts. Let's see what it looks like with this hero with really no good support heroes. Normally you'd want to be running like carries and Amun-Ra's and all that stuff, but it's not really something we have access to right here. We're gonna see if this hero can actually survive, and the answer kind of looks like a no. So as far as like raw power level goes, I would say this is already worse than Eloise, and that's mainly because the enemies in the dark Sealand are just so much more difficult to get past. I wonder if we actually have stuff we could buy. No, we can't really buy Amun-Ra's. Can we open Amun-Ra's? No, we can't do anything, it looks like, sadly. So yeah, it looks like what we're going to have to do is power this hero up to see what it does take. I don't want to go with a Splendid Crown just yet. I'm actually gonna put her in the front row, see how that works out. We just gotta see what type of power she needs in order to get to Sealand 20, because as we saw on the other account, it still worked out pretty solid. Her dodge chance is kind of like one of her saving graces here. Her damage is one thing that is surprisingly good, and she hits over and over and over, which is good. It's these rounds where they all have actives that are going to get sketchy, but again, we do have dodge chance, which works out pretty well overall. And yeah, I mean, damage-wise, she seems like she's working out pretty solid. Decent healing, decent survivability. It's well, it's decent overall is what I can say here. And this is running this with pretty much no support like you normally would with an Aspen or anybody else. We don't have the baby carries. We don't have the baby Amun-Ra's. We don't have any of them. The dodges that she's getting off are coming through huge here. She's actually dodging more often than I was expecting her to, which is really nice to see. She dodged 3 times that round. Oh my gosh, it's like watching a Drake right here, just dodging everything, which is one of the biggest survivability boosts this hero has right here, because if you're just completely nullifying an attack, that is absolutely amazing. The question is, does she have the damage for this? Again, if she wasn't dodging, we would probably already be dead. Holy cow, she just took out 3 targets on that one active skill. And that is something. This active skill packs an absolute punch and is quite impressive. I also only brought her to like right before V1, so we don't even have V1, because I figured this is probably the state most people would be in when going to fight against this. Holy cow, yeah. This might start getting a little difficult. We're a little short on gems too, so I don't want to be too willy-nilly with all these resources. She definitely has to dodge though for us to get a good chance of clearing this out. Yeah, this is the round right here. If she doesn't dodge a lot of attacks in that round, it does put her in a lot, it really puts her in a sticky situation. So what we could do here, let's take all this off of you and let's start investing a little bit further on her tree. Because again, the tree is something like you guys see on the Eloise account. Getting up to like V2 is very, very easy right now. It's not anything like difficult whatsoever. So we'll take her to V2. That gives her more stats, which one of the things we noticed compared to the preview was she actually does have damage reduction on this hero, which is really, really awesome. And then this here is also going to upgrade her basic attack, which is pretty solid too. So that is a nice little buff. Let's see what this does for our viability, pushing further along here into 17. We'll see what she needs. A lot of heroes nowadays need almost V4 for them to clear Sealand 20 if they're not like the super optimal heroes for this. Again, she does have a lot of RNG between her needing to dodge, and on top of that, she needs to be able to heal, which means she needs to crit. Granted, she has a way to heal built in. It's not super reliable. It's kind of reliable, but Balance Strike is where we're going to get most of our value from. And again, so much of this comes down to dodging on those basic attack lines. They're just really, really weak. Man, my goodness. Now, if she had like a melodic strings, I think she would do better, but she is very squishy. But like if you had a splendid melodic strings, that would probably kill on round 1. And see, that's what we just need to do. We need to like get a full heal off of that active skill to keep us going. And then we can have enough time to get a basic attack and survive with some dodges. Oh, we didn't dodge. So yeah, a lot of this is having to do with her ability to dodge or not dodge. So let's keep slowly upgrading her and see kind of where she is in the overall list. Now, this one here is her last passive. This might help a lot, dealing more damage, more healing with her life leech abilities. We only have 1,800 gems, so like I said, we have to be a little careful on what we're spending here. But still, I will say this is still better than what we saw with other heroes at V4. Like other new heroes at V4 were not anywhere near this power level. And the downside here is her ability is a random attack, so like you can see there, we really started picking off targets. That's really good. The less enemies we're facing, the better off it'll be for us for survivability wise. We don't need a lot of them alive. It's actually better picking them off one by one. Like right here, we really split that damage out. Not the best because that means there's more active skills we have to deal with, but if we can dodge, yes, there we go. We have another active skill, which means we're going to be able to get a lot more healing. There we go. We just have the boss left, so should be cake. She just hits a lot. Damage wise, this hero feels like really, really good. I will say that because this is just with a base version of Crown. So this is like Golden Crown. Like this isn't even anything like super amazing. I would say this is actually one of the better heroes overall power wise to be able to clear out Sealand, because there's a lot of heroes even at V4 they just can't kill Sealand. Their kit just doesn't allow it. They don't have enough damage or they don't have enough survivability, and this hero seems like it has both, to be honest. This is very impressive overall, and this isn't even going with like splendid artifacts or anything like that. No support heroes. She hits hard. Yeah, like this is absolutely crazy amounts of damage, to be honest. This is making it look easier than it actually is, to be straightforward. Now, the next thing I want to talk about in the next video is going to be her viability in the earlier game. If for some reason you are a spender and you choose to use this hero as like a main hero on your account, because you know spenders can do things a little differently than free-to-play type players. So is it better than Eloise route? Most likely not. but there are some things that might make it worthwhile. This is just, yeah. That's the downside. When she does dodge, she's not generating energy. Right here, we need like a full heal. Like, we need a full, there we go. And we need to dodge attacks, because we have essentially 2 rounds where we are vulnerable. The only thing I could think is maybe, just maybe, running her with Unbending Will instead to buy that extra round. I don't know how much of her damage is coming from Balanced Strike and how much is coming from her regular ability. So this will be a good test right here in round 2 to see how much is coming from Balanced Strike. Like 50%ish, but even at this, like, yeah, she's still going down. I think Balanced Strike is the way. She might need a little bit more power or just the proper support heroes for Dark Sealand. Because as you guys know, like I said before, oh yeah, see, that was not much healing at all. She dodged a ton, but ooh, I mean, that's a lot of healing. Holy cow. Maybe she can make this work now that she's full health. Granted, all the enemies have energy. She did dodge a lot. She's very much RNG dependent, that is for sure. Sadly, we still haven't killed off any enemies, which next round is going to be brutal. Yeah, with all them getting all those actives the following round, she can definitely do this at V3 very easily. Probably even V2 if she has the carries, draining energy, the Amun-Ra's giving shields and such. Definitely possible. But again, she is RNG dependent, like right here. That proc was unnecessary. Oh, that felt bad. If only we dodged that last attack, we would have still had our shield left. But again, this round's going to be brutal. You don't dodge anything, you are going to get a miss. So that's a confirmation. I feel like pretty much she should be able to get all the way there with what she has. However, we're going to go up to V4. And this is probably going to be a huge nail in the coffin. Very easy to do. It's increased stats. It's increased active skill damage. V4 should just slaughter this immediately, I would assume. Her active skill is going to do a lot of damage here. Ooh, here's the tricky part right here. We need to dodge. Oh, we didn't dodge, so we did have to use up our Unbending Will early. And again, we're just hitting like all the wrong random targets because we're not taking enemies out. She is very much a hero that needs lesser enemies. Unlike Eloise, it's kind of nice killing them all evenly. We need to kill like 2 of them off right here if possible. My gosh, so many hits. Next round is going to be very sketchy. Oh, we dodged 2 of the hits. That is amazing. Here we go. Come on. They're starting to heal back up. But yeah, once we can take them down, not too bad. Those priests in the back row stayed up for a very long time. Didn't have to go to Splendid Artifacts. And like I said, if we kind of just had the right support heroes built and all that other funsies, she definitely would have been able to do it. Definitely. So she's up there as far as first E5 heroes. But again, dark heroes are not heroes the average player should build. But that was really promising. And if the regular version is dealing this much damage, I can't wait to see what the Transcendence version looks like at Chinese New Year. Stay tuned. We're going to do more testing with this hero. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.